A History of Stumptown. Once there was a very old stump. The stump had been there for longer than many can count or remember. Within this stump lived a witch. She too had lived there for longer than any could remember. She became close to the foxes, who became her protectors and the guardians of the forest. Her magic kept the peace of the surrounding nature to keep the harmony. One day, people showed up. More and more arrived, unaware this was the witch's home. Soon, many had gathered to this place and built a town. For some, the foxes that lived in the stump stoked fear. They believed the stump was nothing but an eyesore in this town. Others felt the foxes brought good fortune to their village. They thought the stump brought a delightful, mysterious presence that they enjoyed. After many years of arguing and debating, some villagers tried to tear it down. This led to an event that changed their lives forever. As the witch emerged, she declared if they wished to continue to live on that land, they must respect her home. She told them they must plant a seed that will grow into a tree. They must continue to look after the tree and help keep the peace. This would show they could respect her home. After that day, the villagers got to work, making sure they would come together to keep the tree growing nice and big. They built a water fountain connected to the river that they would use to water the tree. They started a festival that celebrated the day they all came together. They wrote songs and played games. During that festival, they would take turns watering the tree. It became a joyous occasion. The tree began to grow to its fullest. It grew big and full from all of the care the townspeople had given it. Over time, the village began to forget about the witch. They began to tell different individual stories to take credit. They began to debate who was responsible for making it grow. These debates turned to arguments. Eventually, they stopped thinking about the tree and started to care less about helping each other. Eventually, they forgot about taking care of the land altogether. Yet again, this angered the witch. How could they be so selfish? She decided to use her powers and turn the tree into a stump. By that time, no one even noticed. Deep within a neighboring tree to the stump was a Bluebird family that also had been living in the tree for generations. The witch gave them the responsibility to be the story keepers of the seed. They could tell this story to any human who would listen. The story of Miriam. One day, a little bluebird flew down to a window to peek inside. It was there she saw baby Miriam. Miriam lit up every time she came to the window. When Miriam became a child, the bluebird decided to tell her the true story of the tree and all about the fox witch. Because Miriam knew the true reason for the tree, she made sure to water it and take care of it. They became very close friends. On one particular day, the town had become very crowded. They were very noisy. The commotion made Miriam nervous as she was determined to make sure the tree was watered. She scooped up what water she could from the old fountain that didn't work like it used to. As she got to the stump, eager to water it, kids were talking about her. They couldn't understand why she would be watering a tree stump. She overheard a child saying, "What an ugly stump. Someone should just take it down." Hearing this, something started to boil from inside of Miriam. She felt an emotion that was very strong. Before she could stop it, her frustration took over. Everyone stopped what they were doing and turned to look at her. Miriam found the words to say what she felt. She had the confidence to tell them about the Fox Witch and the reason for watering the tree and the festival that used to unite the town. After she had finished, she looked around. It felt like a sea of laughter had engulfed her ears. They didn't believe her. They thought she was making it up. Since she was a kid, they thought she was just being silly. Miriam ran home. It was that day she decided to keep it all to herself. She wanted to help her bird friend. She wanted to see the harmony. Over time, the town only grew more bitter and selfish. Eventually, the Bluebird stopped visiting. When Miriam grew up, she had a son. It became important for Miriam to give the watering tradition to him.